at least I'm going to start reading it, and turn it over to Dorothy. But before I start, would anyone mind if I slip my mask down while I was reading so they could better understand what I'm saying? No objections? Thank you. This is an open letter to the citizens of Knox County from the Knox County Commissioners, Tuesday, November 9th. To the citizens of Knox County, your commissioners, myself, Dorothy Merriweather, and Sharon Pullman, would like to address you on the matter of the American Recovery Plan Act funds, and in particular the allocation and expenditure of those funds. As many of the citizens of our county are aware, there has been a great deal of concern and controversy over the use to which these funds will be put, and to the manner in which decisions are being made with respect to how the funds will be allocated and ultimately expended. Dorothy, would you mind? I don't see well. I lost my glasses a while back, and because of COVID I haven't replaced them, so I'm wearing cheaters, and they don't lend themselves to my particular vision problem.
Does anybody, Kathy, that nod was it's okay? You don't mind if I take it off?
We'd appreciate it if you did.
There has been regarding these issues. Some of the discussion has taken place here in our meetings, some has taken place in public meetings of our cities and towns, and yet other has occurred in the media. In addition, we have received written communications from citizens and their representatives. And while we are not privy to private conversations, we have no doubt that there have been a great deal more discussion in these settings. As your commissioners, we want to say publicly that we have heard you. We have listened to you in our meetings. We have considered the thoughtful input of your elected and other representatives. We have read and heard the conversation through the media, and we have read each and every email and letter addressed to us on this issue. Your thoughts, concerns, and opinions matter to us. As a result, following the last commissioners' meeting, we paused our efforts regarding the allocation and expenditure of the ARPA money in order to reflect on your input, on the process of allocating and expending the funds, and to receive advice and guidance. In particular, we have taken the opportunity to consult the county's legal counsel regarding our rights, responsibilities, and obligations with respect to the use of the ARPA funds. We will now report to you on our intentions as we move forward on this issue. First, in public meetings on June 30th, July 13th, and September 14th, 2021, we voted to authorize premium pay for certain of our county's essential workers. ARPA funds have been and continue to be expended for this purpose. The authorization to use the funds for this purpose runs through December 31st, 2021. In addition, we have incurred some limited expenses associated with consultation regarding the proper use of ARPA funds. When the 2021 budget was prepared and approved, the availability of the ARPA funds was unknown and unanticipated. The expenditure of these funds for purposes of affording premium pay to our essential workers through the end of 2021 was vitally important to retain these employees. Some had already resigned their county positions in favor of higher paying and less stressful jobs elsewhere, and others made clear that they were preparing to do so. The use of these funds for this purpose is permitted by state law, specifically Title 30A, MRS 704, subsection 2. As required by that statute, in the very near future, the commissioners will submit to the clerk of each municipality within our county a statement which describes the expenditure in the same manner as would have been described in a budget estimate pursuant to Section 701, had the availability of the funds been anticipated. The statement will also describe why the availability of the funds and the necessity of their expenditure could not have been anticipated in time to have been included in the 2021 budget. Other than this limited, did I get the current draft? Okay. Other than this limited expenditure, which was critical to retaining our essential employees through the end of 2021, and other than honoring expenses incurred for consultation regarding the use of ARPA funds in 2021, this commission will not itself allocate or expend any of the remaining ARP funds. Rather, proposed allocation and expenditure of these funds will be handled as part of the normal budget process. Specifically, proposed allocation and expenditures will be submitted as part of future budgets or amended budgets to the Budget Committee for its discussion and approval as set forth in Title 30A, Sections 751 and 752. Because the 2022 budget has already been submitted to the Budget Committee as required by statute, no ARPA funds are included in that budget. After the 2022 budget is approved, amendments to the 2022 budget may be submitted to the Budget Committee for its consideration and possible approval to the extent permitted by our county charter and state law. The Commission itself will not allocate or expend any of these funds. ARPA funds not allocated and expended through the Budget Committee process as part of an amended 2022 budget will be submitted, again through the budget process, for consideration in future years. ARPA requires that the funds be allocated by December 31st, 2024, and expended by December 31st, 2026. To be perfectly clear, the County Commissioners will not authorize or approve the allocation or expenditure of any ARPA funds beyond those previously described, except as specifically provided through the budget process as described in our county charter and state statutes. There is one final matter that we would like to address. The large majority of communications that we have received from and had with our citizens have been constructive, productive, and respectful. We are grateful to you for the manner in which these conversations have been undertaken. A small minority of the communications have been of a different character. Some of those have suggested that we, as your commissioners, were engaging in unlawful, unethical, and possibly even criminal actions when considering the allocation and expenditure of these funds. We do understand that there is a great deal of emotion surrounding the issue, and that this may account for these accusations. We want to be perfectly frank. At no time have any of us, separately or together, ever so much as considered any sort or form of illegal or unlawful action with respect to any matter which you as our citizens have entrusted to us, and in particular we have never so much as considered any form of unlawful use or misappropriation of these funds. If our process has been flawed or mistaken in any way, we accept responsibility for that. Any flaws or mistakes, however, resulted from our best intentions on behalf of you, our citizens. We hope that you will accept this assurance at face value. All ARPA funds, other than those expended for premium pay for our essential workers and for consultation in 2021, will be allocated and expended as part of the budget process set forth in our charter and state law. We look forward to working with all of you through that process to put these funds to the best uses possible with the goal of creating a stronger and better Knox County. Thank you very much.